right.
I apologize.
How did Opie and Anthony start? See, that's my curiosity.
More interesting, how did they end?
Yeah, we're on hiatus right now, Larry. I don't know if you
Anthony's
know that.
not here.
You mean we're not on?
We are, but
We're
I'm Jim.
on.
I'm not Anthony. I'm Jim.
Yeah,
Anthony's gone.
the Opie and Anthony show's on a bit of hiatus
Wait a minute,
after
who am
20
I here
years.
Opie, you hear it? That's Opie. I'm Jim. That's Nikki.
Yeah.
And that's Sam.
You know how you said I should listen? You should read.
That's a good point, Larry.
There's a name missing
Wait a minute.
on the wall.
Hold it.
Yes, Larry.
Hold it. Stop. Wait, as Mel Brooks would say, whoops, hold it. Stop.
Okay, all right.
It's just Opie.
Yeah.
Well,
And Jim.
And Jim.
But why isn't your name up on the wall?
Because I didn't want to. Anthony was my friend, and I felt that I didn't want to jump in Anthony's grave and call and like, hey, now I got it. So I'm just here on Opie's show, like I was here on Opie and Anthony's show.
What happened to Anthony?
Well,
Come on, give me the straight story. You used the F word. Tell me what happened to Anthony.
Yes, as well as Anthony was out one night and he got he was assaulted in Times Square. He was taking photos and he had got into it with a black woman and she punched him in the face and he didn't hit her back, but he went home and I guess he thawed out after a while and he went on Twitter and blasted her on Twitter and said some perhaps racially insensitive things. And the company didn't do anything at first. They were just letting it ride. But you know how the press runs with it, and they always take the wrong angle. So instead of focusing on his nonviolent reaction, the dog shit press focuses on the fact that a shock jock said naughty things.
Right.
And then the company, their press is calling for a reaction. And then the Washington Post and the New York Times are calling for a reaction. And they go, well, they're not reacting, so I guess they agree with what he's, you know. And so the company panicked and fired him.
and it wasn't on the
I
show.
have a question. I live in L.A.
Yes.
How did I miss this? I never read a word about
Yeah,
this.
it was in all the papers. I mean, the Washington Post, the woman at the Washington Post did a revolting piece on it, completely biased and inaccurate and just crap.
They assumed a lot. He made the front page of the paper, Larry.
What's Anthony doing now?
He's doing a show from his house.
Yeah, he has his own show called the Anthony Cumia Show, and he's like a professional. He's a better studio than we do in his house.
And
It's a podcast?
But he has video and everything else going on.
No, it's not a podcast. It does podcast, but it's a live, actual.
Who carries it?
He has his own
Server
Ustream and his own
yeah.
website and everything.
Yeah.
He's doing it himself.
Does he have guests and everything?
Oh yeah,
He would love to have you, Larry.
yeah. He'd send a car for you and everything.
You want to go on his show?
I'll do a show. Where does he live?
On Long
Long
Island.
Island. It's an easy ride out. It's about 30 minutes, but he sends
So
you.
you guys keep in touch with him?
Yes.
Sure. So how does management feel? Do you contribute, by the way?
Well,
pointing at me.
This is their thing. I don't really.
Are you a prop?
No, she's very
No,
funny. She's
I'm-
been killing it this morning for us.
Okay, but I want to ask you,
Yes, Larry.
does management get angry at you for defending Anthony?
No, they've been kind of cool about that part of it. Yeah.
They know they have to be because what do we?
Yeah,
get?
they've not told us to shut up or any of that stuff.
Anthony see, I'm so curious, but
Yeah.
was the tweets bad?
Well, it depends who you ask, Larry.
They were.
a
I
little
would
rough.
say a couple of them he
But I
probably
don't
should have reworded, and I think he says
Yeah.
that too. He's like, "Yeah, I should have this and that." Like, but were
why-
they worth firing? No.
Why don't you show Larry one of the tweets?
All right.
I'll put it back on you, and then you can decide.
This woman punched him in the face multiple times.
Well, why did she punch him?
Because he was out taking pictures late. Anthony had a camera, which he was not being creepy with. He literally, he had a photography obsession after a while. So he's out taking these pictures, and there was a black woman walking away.
Daytime?
No,
Late.
at night, 3 in
Really
the morning.
late.
So she may have been drunk, or she may have thought he was being creepy. But he said she walked back, and she came back, and she was like, "You white motherfucker!" And they got into it, and she punched him. And he, Anthony's always armed. He's an NRA member, and but he didn't strike her back. He was just very, very angry on Twitter.
So then he went home and got very angry on Twitter. You want to read this one, Larry?
Yeah, this.
No, because there's words I won't say on the air.
Well, there might-
but you can say them. I don't care.
He said.
No, it just runs against my little grain. Hey, I'm not a prude.
No.
I don't think
say
you're
the
a prude.
word in privately, and then maybe that's
What, the
hypocritical.
N-word?
Yeah.
This all one?
No, I don't say that.
That the one first? Is that the first tweet?
All right, Larry, this is what... Why don't you just... You can read it to yourself, and you decide.
Savage, violent animal, prey on white people. Easy targets. This has no color. Yeah.
But there was a few that followed it up. He was just angry. I mean, again,
He got very mad.
Sometimes after a physical altercation, you thaw out after a while. Like an hour later, you're like, it wears off, and then the rage comes out.
Well, let me ask Larry this. If someone does you wrong, right, in your head, aren't you thinking the worst thing possible no matter what? It doesn't mean you're going to vocalize it or run on your show and go nuts. But,
yeah, of course you.
But we all go to that dark, really bad place when someone pisses us off, right?
Yeah, but there's a professional side of it, too. And he is a professional broadcaster, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But this wasn't on the air.
No, but today everything's on the air. Twitter is on the air. I have 2,800,000 followers.
Oh,
and I tweet a lot. I tweet a lot. I give opinions, but I don't curse.
Right.
On the tweet. I'm just raised in, I guess, a different culture.
Yeah.
But when the Times and the Post printed the story, did they print those words?
Well, it made the rounds.
They beeped some out.
It made the rounds, Larry.
They beeped some out. And it doesn't look as good in print, even though he put it in print. But also, Anthony is not hired as he's a guy who would go on certain rants, and everyone knew kind of where he stood. And he's, I hate to say shock jock, but he's Anthony of the Opie and Anthony show. So you don't expect him to never give an angry opinion.
Did Howard comment on this?
Yeah. He should. He said we all should have left with Anthony.
Do you feel that way?
No.
Because you need to make a living.
Well, I like what I do. So.
And Anthony didn't expect you to.
No, he did not.
No.
But for some reason, people like to ignore that part of this whole story. Right. Ant gave his blessing as far as me and Jimmy moving, forward, and then down the road we figure it out, Larry. Who knows? We did 20 years together.
All right. Well, I'm ticked at one thing.
Oh no.
I think Jim should be up on the board.
He could be on the board tomorrow.
Why isn't it Opie and Jim?
Thank you, Larry. We call it that just because that's who we are, because that was my request. Not for any bad reasons, but to me, it's Opie and Anthony, and I'm very loyal, and I'm here with Opie, and I'm happy to be here, but I'm on Opie's show or I'm on Anthony's show. I won't step in. I can't replace him.
I'll give you a Sharpie. You can put it right on the wall right now.
Yeah, Larry, go up there.
How great would that be? Go ahead, Larry.
Opie, do you guest on Anthony's show?
Not yet. I have not.
Wow. Why not?
No real reason. I just, when the time's right, I will.
You're copping out.
No, I'm not copping out, I swear.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Long Island's a short ride, he said.
Yeah, it is. I'll get there.
Jim, have you been on the show?
A few times.
I have, yeah.
Jim's not copping out. Are you a little embarrassed about it?
No.
What does your doctor say?
I think... if you need to know, I think we just kind of needed to take a break. There was a lot going on there. It wasn't just the incident. We just kind of needed a break.
How long has Anthony been gone?
7-8 months.
Since July 2nd, this happened.
Yeah, about 8 months almost.
Wow, it's about time.
I'm starting to think that. Yeah, it was a long 20 years, Larry. We just kind of needed to take a break.
Would Sirius let Anthony come in as a guest here?
I believe so. Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Your ratings would go through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony's coming back for a day. Jim's hanging here.
Right.
What are you kidding? It's amazing. It's duck soup. This is radio.
Are you getting me back for the hard-on question?
No, I'm saying that could work.
Right.
You bring him back.
I think that'll happen. I think he'll come back. We'll talk. We'll have a good time. I'll go on his show. We tweeted at each other a couple days ago. That was fun.
I tell you, it's a different world to me.
Larry, we did a show together for 20 years, so it's kind of it's nice to take a little break. That's all.
Where'd you guys start?
Long Island, BAB. It was because of OJ murdering 2 people that we got together. Isn't that strange how that works?
How did that happen?
Well, the OJ thing happened, and then I was doing my own show, and I started asking for song parodies about the case because you had all those crazy characters and stuff, and Anthony just happened to have a song already. He didn't write it for the show, that's for sure.
And what they did was actually more offensive than what O.J. Simpson did.
Was that bad?
It was terrible.
So his song was called "Gonna Electric Shock OJ," done to Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, and then his song was by far the best one I got. I got so many, by the way. And then I invited him in with his brother to perform it live, and we just hit it off. And pretty much brought him on board that day.
Well, and how did Jim come into the picture?
Well,
I was touring with Dice.
Yes.
Andrew Dice Clay. I was his opening act. And
Well, you do stand up too.
I do, yeah. I've been doing it for 25 years. That's really humiliating. But but I was touring with Dice, and I wound up going into Dice would always talk about me like, hey, my opener.
Yeah.
So I was brought on to Opie and Anthony, and we all got along very well. Mm-hmm. And I would come in periodically, and I was arrested for the show. I spent the night in jail doing a radio stunt. And after,
What did you do?
We didn't do it. I was on a bus that got pulled over with a bunch of naked girls.
Well, it's called the Voyeur bus. It was a bus that had naked women. Larry, I know. Yeah, we come from a different time, I guess.
But it wasn't our bus.
It wasn't our bus.
We was there.
We liked their concept and said maybe we could do something with this. So we broadcast live from the Voyeur bus. It was the top half of the bus was all glass, and you had naked women in the bus, making it very legal to see nude women as they're just driving around Manhattan. And Jimmy was on the bus when we might have been on the Clinton route. He was in town, and they shut down the road, and we might have made a mistake and got on that shutdown.
You were arrested too?
No,
him and Anthony were smart. They stayed here while Dumb Jim went out, and Louis Black was on the bus. I spent the night in a cell with Louis Black.
Louis Black went to jail?
Yes, he did with me.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He's a complete
for
criminal.
a while, too. Like 16 hours or
He
something
ran
like
the
that?
place.
And what was the crime?
They couldn't figure out a crime, but Giuliani had to talk about it at a press conference, and he called us stupid.
Here's what they charged us with. They couldn't think of what to charge us with. Promoting the lewdness of a body. It was, and the judge was annoyed at the prosecutor, and he just threw it out, and he said, "You're wasting everyone's time." But it was just, they put us through the system just to break balls a little, because we had been doing something that they thought was kind of stupid. So it was 27 hours of inconvenience.
And one of your fellow CNN people got us in trouble.
Who?
Mose. Help me out, Larry.
Mose?
A woman, Mosley or Mose?
You know her. She does all those human interest stories.
Oh, yeah, Carol. Yeah, not Carol.
Jeannie Mose.
Jeannie Mose.
She's funny.
Yeah, but she jumped on the bus, and we're thinking, oh, this would be great for everybody. And then she got out near City Hall and ran in to tell Giuliani what's going on in his city.
Yeah.
And then
I noticed something very unusual in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Opie evades everything.
In what way? What else do you need to know, Larry?
Anthony goes off on a rant, you keep your job.
Right.
They get on the bus, you don't get on the bus.
No.
Now, Opie, you got it going pretty good. I figured you out, Opie.
I'm smart.
You're smart.
Yes. And very good looking.
And you
intelligent.
And you're maybe all those things, but you also dance the dance.
You have to dance the dance, Larry.
You get out of the way. In other words, you're the kind of guy who would say, "Hey, Jim, go do that."
Well,
Jim, that would be fun. Wouldn't you try it, Jim? You ever think about that, Jim?
You're right.
Jim,
he hasn't been on Anthony's
him.
show. Hasn't been on Anthony's
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm not on the wall.
Not on the wall?
Not on the wall.
But I did tell Anthony, if you need to know.
What'd you tell him?
I said we need to get a beer or dinner and talk before I go on the show. Is that bad, Larry?
Why do you need to get a beer or dinner before you go on the show?
Because we had a long relationship that had plenty of ups and downs, sir.
Oh, you did have a lot of them.
I'm trying to tell you that, yes. 20 years.
What was the biggest...
And we grew in different directions.
What was the biggest down?
The biggest down? Jeez. Nothing. Jimmy, help me out on this one.
I'm going to guess it's when their sexual relationship went awry. It might have been.
That would do it.
Yeah. They were fighting for top position. I don't. It's hard to say. I think that what happens with two personalities is and this is with any marriage, neither personality understands exactly what they're doing to annoy the other personality, and I think that eventually when things get to a boiling point, both people know the other guy has done something,
right?
And they know intellectually that they've done something, but it's hard to connect with what have I done to make this situation. That's part of human nature, and I think that was a big part.
And I certainly don't want to skate in front of Larry King. The biggest down probably was that we lost our friendship a long time ago.
So you worked together without being friends?
Yeah. Well, he's my friend, but non-practicing. I don't hate the guy.
But you didn't socialize?
No, that went away a long time ago.
So when the show ended, you went your way, his went his?
Yeah.
You didn't have anything outside the show when it ended?
Absolutely
no
nothing.
relationship?
Did that bitterness come across on the air?
At times, yeah. We had it out a few times, and then if you could, listen really closely, you could tell the days we couldn't stand each other.
In all honesty, I didn't notice it a lot, though. Like, they were really good at covering. Because there were times where I would find out they were mad at each other, and I'm here every day, and I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, but the mics went on. We had the chemistry still. It was the strangest thing, but I lost my friend a long time ago.
What if you were going
and I'm not, because these assholes out there will spin it, I'm not blaming him. We changed as people. I can't put my finger on an incident that made me stop being friends with him. It just happened.
Did any one of you ever walk off?
Yeah. It was mostly me. Usually, I would get frustrated, and walk off.
Really?
Yep.
So Opie took a risk.
What do you mean? Oh, you helping me out finally?
Yeah, management might have got mad at you.
Oh yeah, I put myself in some bad situations by walking off. Absolutely. And then I would have to, go and talk to them and
what kind of stuff would make you walk off?
Just out of frustration, because we weren't communicating.
Notice how.
That's why Jimmy started on the show a long time ago, because we were about to sign a huge syndicated deal for a lot of money, Larry. And I told my agent, I think I got to leave. It was like 1999, 2000. And he's like, you're crazy. You know how much money they're about to, put on the table. And we were working with Jimmy. And I'm not downplaying his talent. But he deserved to be on the show. But we weren't really looking for a third guy at that point. And then I figured that maybe me and Anthony, I could talk for him as well, could talk through Jimmy to keep the show going.
And being that there was a lot of money at stake, they knew they could bring me on for very little of it.
That's cute. Now you notice I want to give you a lesson on talent.
Yes.
We, through my unique ability, have turned this show today into an examination of Opie, Anthony, and Jim. Notice the way I subtly went into that.
Well, we got someone saying I'm a liar, though, Larry. You want to?
Anthony, you're on the phone.
Let's go to John in New York. Go ahead, John.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
I don't actually believe the story is all that true.
What part of it?
Well, let's just say that Anthony was fired for Facebooking or whatever it was, calling this girl an animal. Is that correct?
Tweeting, yeah.
Tweeting some things that management had a problem with, yes.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is that what separates man from animal is ability to reason. So she didn't reason. He had every right to call her an animal.
But why? What part of the story here isn't true? We're not saying management was right. We're just saying what they did.
Right. Well, they didn't defend him the way they should have. He didn't do anything wrong.
Well, John, did he come up to her and start taking pictures without...
No, she was walking away.
No, yeah, he was taking photos of other things, and she assumed he was taking pictures of her and attacked him, as far as I know.
I see.
He took pictures. I think she heard the click of the camera and assumed something shady.
Right.
But she came back. He has pictures of her face when she's coming back, but by then he knew there was a confrontation happening.
It's like, I understand Alec Baldwin.
Right.
Why he gets ticked.
Well, he gets harassed all the time.
Yeah. And so I can see someone being angered at someone taking a picture of them without saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But she assaulted him. Why wasn't she arrested?
Well, he didn't report it. You're right.
He should have. I mean, that's his job.
Yes, but where's the part that's not true, though? No one's lying, sir.
Right. What are we lying about? Because that's...
I don't think that you're telling the truth, Opie. I think there's a lot more to the story than that we know about.
The lot more to the story is that we had a long relationship with a lot of ups and downs that certainly played into, moving forward.
How did I came here as an innocent little man?
Because you're a naturally inquisitive and great interviewer.
So I turned this thing around.
You certainly did. And you're very smooth and nice when you ask the questions.
Right.
You're great.
So tune in here tomorrow for the Larry Show.
Yeah, exactly. Opie and Larry.
Well, no, there you go. The wall has been changed.
Thank you.
There it is. And Jimmy.
Right. I mean,
Put it over there, too.
Attaboy, Larry. Thank you.
Larry, the show could have easily broke up way before it did. 20 years is a nice run.
Sure is.
I certainly, could see a possibility of it reuniting someday. But we're just trying to kind of move on for a little while.
That would be nice. Opie and Anthony reunion.
Right. And as far as, I think if there were other points in our career where this thing happened with Ant, I probably would have left right away. Yes. But things became very different near the end, too. And that's certainly played into it. You're right. You know,
right, that's okay.
We were getting fired all the time, Larry, and it was never a question whether the other guy should go or not. We always went together. But in this case, that's why I think people are a little confused, because I didn't go right away. But that answer lies within a very long relationship we had, and I can't speak for him, but I feel like I can. I think.
Do you think he's listening now?
I'm sure it'll get back to him.
No,
sure.
he'll listen later. I don't think Anthony is up at this hour if he doesn't have to be.
Right.
He's not going to get up in the morning.
How's management treating you here?
Pretty good, yeah. Because
they've acknowledged me when I've been right in front of them and I've waved and yelled hi. Otherwise, they don't.
Who runs the place now?
I don't know.
Jim Meyer is the president,
Jim Meyer, right.
and Scott Greenstein is the is Jim Meyer's the CEO, and Scott Greenstein's the day-to-day guy.
Opie.
Yes.
Hold on, sir.
Yes, John.
Go ahead.
I just want to say that's fine. I just thought that there was more to the story, and there is, and it'll probably come out. But I knew it wasn't just that one incident. That's all. Not really attacking.
I think that's as honest as I could be. If it happened years ago, I probably would have left right away. But it was, I think we were both sort of looking for different things and had frustrations towards each other.
In other words, time had come.
I think 20 years is a great run. Anthony was building a studio in his basement. I think he was thinking, there's other things I want to be doing.
Right. Okay. Well, I think Larry's right. He should come back for one day. That would be great.
Oh, that'd be easy. I think we'll get that done.
Thanks for calling, John.
All right, guys. All right. Take care.
All right, John. Let me say hi.
How much more do I have here? Because I got to go do Jenny McCarthy. I don't mean to sound like that.
Yeah, no, you're getting to the bottom of things
You
here.
started this, Larry.
You're not going to get anything done on Jenny's show. Trust me. This is where you're.
I got to do that because I got other things to do.
All right,
but we need you, Larry.
Let me take one more call. Bob in Mississippi. Bob.
Yeah. Hi, Hope. Man, your story's changing, buddy. When this all came out, when Anthony was leaving the show,
right.
You acted, and Jenny too, like you were all, heartbroken and crestfallen, and would have done anything you possibly could have done to keep him around. And now the truth is coming out that this was kind of your way to get rid of him. I mean,
oh God, it wasn't my way of getting rid of him, and of course,
you just said that the relationship played into it.
Well, it played into the fact that I didn't just leave with him. Yes, but I was heartbroken. It was weird how it ended that way.
Mississippi, he didn't get him fired,
right? It had nothing to do with Ant getting fired, if that's what you're trying to say.
Oh, you know that you didn't have to leave to make your point. All you had to do was put your weight behind this, and
wow, we
would still be there.
That's actually not.
In
true.
other words, he's saying if you had said he goes, I go,
we didn't.
You would have think they sent you.
We didn't have weight. We didn't have weight, sir.
They would have said, "Take care."
They absolutely would have said bye.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Without
Absolutely. They were fucking not happy. I got an earful of shit. Jimmy, I'm not sure if you
I only talked to Scott once. I
got an earful of shit, yelling and screaming and such, and then I'm in a position, well, what the fuck is next here? Because I knew I wouldn't mind going and doing something else.
Jackie Gleason once said.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Jackie Gleason once said, if you think you have clout, you have clout. If you think you don't have clout, even if you have clout, you don't have clout.
We have a little clout.
So it's all in perception.
We have clout now because, we were able to, reinvent ourselves, me and Jimmy, and keep this thing going. And they're pretty happy with the results so far, Larry.
So you could go in there and say, I want Anthony back.
I don't know.
What do you mean, I don't know?
I don't know. That's the answer. Oh, just like that, because I have clout, then I could do that.
That's what clout is.
All right. I got clout then, I guess.
Don't look at me. I'm a cloutless zilch.
Wow, Larry.
I caused a little storm this morning, didn't I?
No, you're great.
No, this is what we want.
Awesome.
I'm going to go over and break up Jenny's marriage.
Please do. Please send her this way, too.
You'll get the people to talk. You got the people to talking today.
That's my role in life.
Yeah.
You're a great guy, Opie, and Jimmy. Nice meeting you.
You too. I did something with you before. I touched your face for a comedy show that I did. Do you remember two girls coming into your studio like a year and a half ago, and we just touched your face? We did your makeup, and then we just touched you a bunch. It was really weird.
Why wouldn't you remember her touching your face? She's
Larry
beautiful.
King, everyone wants to touch him.
please.
Happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
I get down the street, and especially late at night if I'm taking pictures.
3, 4.
I'm sitting in Los Angeles jail, and the judge won't let me post my bail. Now this could be the end of me, 'cause California's got that death penalty. They're gonna electric shock OJ, cook my behind like a chicken croquet. They're gonna electric shock OJ, toast my behind. Nicole, I really loved that girl, but she had the worst look in the world. I was only cleaning my knife, I accidentally stabbed her 36 times. They're gonna electric shock OJ, cook my behind like that cherry flambe. Ooh, they're gonna electric shock OJ, roast my behind. Looks like I'm a guilty man. Love lots of women, now I'm gonna have to love my hand. What's worse will make me flip my lid. I hear Michael Jackson is watching my kids. Why don't they cut me some slack? I'm an athlete, movie star, and I'm black. Whilst lawyers argue over my hair, while they be warming up that electrical chair. Gonna electric shock OJ, cook my behind like a flounder fillet. Ooh, they gonna electric shock OJ, roast my behind. Whoa! Ow! Oh, I didn't do nothing. Oh, that hurts. Hurts. Give me a car. Get me the hell out of here. I wouldn't even need that. My hair's curling. Woo! Why? Electric shock OJ.